Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Hope you're doing fantastic wherever you might be. I got a fun video to get you guys hyped for 2024 for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So the developers are still probably on a little holiday break with the new year. I'm assuming they're gonna be back in the office very shortly, but I think we already are starting to get indication where this new year of 2024 is heading. We have some data mines that are getting people excited. I just found out during live stream. This completely flew under my radar. So I wanted to share this interesting news with you all here. And I really do think this year, Trench is going to get so much better. I really want to believe it. I do believe we're going to get a Trench capital ship later on this year. However, let me not keep you in too much suspense. I want to bring you guys in over straight to the action, and we'll kind of build from there. Inside the data mines yesterday, completely flew under the radar. Boy, what's your job around here, Gary? I don't want to hear it. Get out. Just get out. We'll talk about this later. I got everything myself, per usual. Inside of data mines, they're pulling a few things here, and I just want to remind you guys, data mines are usually a pretty good indicator where we are to go. It's unofficial. Sometimes things don't happen, but I feel like most times something comes out of it. We don't have a road ahead. We haven't had a road ahead in so long, or State of the Galaxy, so we're still kind of off-roading, I should say, off-roading ahead. But here we're seeing we are due for something shortly here. Number one, there's a character bundle 60 coming, and this usually means there's a new unit, a ship, or character. We have a couple of bundles here. We have a Sith Ambition bundle, but this is what gets kind of interesting. We have a Grand Army bundle and a Separatist droid bundle, and I really want to believe this is going to tie in to the greater theme of 2024. I really do believe we're going to be revisiting the Clone Wars in some capacity, and furthermore, we also have a chase bundle. Now, this is the part I can't fully clarify. I don't know if this chase bundle is different from the character bundle. This could be a marquee character that the character bundle is going for, but the chase bundle might have a tie to it. That I'm not 100% sure. So it could be two new things coming or one new thing coming. But the chase tells me we're probably going to get a galactic chase event sometime soon this year in the starting part of January. So what could this be? I want to bring this to your attention. A lot of you guys, now you don't need me to tell. You guys are all big Star Wars nerds like I am. This year is going to mark the 25th anniversary for Star Wars. May 19th, 1999. Man, I still remember seeing that for the first time. It was a pretty big move. And for some reason, I remember more about the merchandising around episode 1. Like, I still remember Pizza Hut, and they had like the Darth Maul cups and stuff like that. For some reason, I remember all that stuff, but that's how important it was to me in my upbringing. 25 years, we know that Capital Games likes to kind of come around on big anniversaries, the Old Republic anniversary, Return of the Jedi anniversary. I would believe they'd be remiss. They missed kind of a cornerstone quarter of a century anniversary for the Phantom Menace, what started the new era of the prequels. Well, we're gonna go deep into this conspiracy territory. Now, everything I'm saying here, we know there's something coming, then we know there's a galactic chase and or a new character or ship coming. Sometime this month in January, we're getting all these interesting Separatist Grand Army bundles. If you don't know what the Grand Army is, that's the Grand Army of the Republic. Clone Troopers, do I need to say more? Let me just kind of connect some dots with you. We're going to do our list of like characters I hope what we're going to see in 2024. I like to do it all the time, so expect that later on this week. But I want to kind of set the theme for where we're heading. Usually the developers do a pretty good job laying down the foundation for we as a community to kind of read the tea leaves. So what would happen in 2023? There were two notable things that really felt out of place. Admiral Trench being one of them. Now, we had certain themes. We had like a Jedi Survivor Fallen Order theme. We had then the Sith Empire theme with Darth Revan. And then we had the Leia theme. Then we had a Mandalorian theme for season 3. But the two biggest oddballs that really didn't have much of a tie-in were Admiral Trench, number one. The scythe kind of made sense because it was kind of, piggybacking off of the big Inquisitor of 2022. And then everything else made sense. Malco's tied in with the Fallen Order stuff. Gideon tied in with the Mandalorian season 3. So everything made sense. Trench, I mean, we can all agree, was kind of the oddball. It was just kind of, oh, this is a little bit random. Trench, and it was very obvious. Trench isn't, I feel like he's far from his prime. He's only getting started. And the biggest example I can give is Grand Inquisitor. When he came out, I didn't really like him. Many people didn't like him. Riva obviously changed it. Inquisitors, you'd be a fool if you didn't get your Inquisitors. They're very important to the game now. They're ships. Riva's one of the best teams that exist in the game. Trench was an oddball, but not too far down the block in a very similar vein, and they are connected to a degree. The other oddball was the Marauder. Now, we can agree, we don't need to discuss this. The Marauder is one of the most important ships in the game. It turns Negotiator into a competitive fleet against Leviathan, Profundity, and Executor all across the board. But again, it was in between a couple of weird things. It was in between the Leia, Malicos, and the Mandalorians. It just came out of the like, hey guys, we're dropping Marauder. Oh man, no big deal. So I mean, good thing is it has meta prevalence. So regardless of where it's going in 2024, this is also kind of another oddball year. And Marauder, Trench, it kind of existed during the same time period during Clone Wars season 7, if I'm correct on that point there. Gary, can you check? Actually, don't check. No, just don't. It's okay. I don't want to hurt your brain. It's fine. So with that said, we have a 25th anniversary for the Clone War, or not the Clone Wars, the prequels, starting off with the Phantom Menace. Trench, Marauder, kind of out there in the blue. Kelleran Beck is also kind of setting the foundation for a Galactic Republic Jedi team to be very powerful. We talked about how the Kelleran Beck is probably one of the most deadly teams inside of Territory Wars that we elaborated on the other day. I'm going to take this a little bit further with you guys here. Listen, I might be grasping for straws here, but I really think I'm seeing something between the lines. And I don't know how much money I would put in it. Like, usually when I see the login characters for the month, I have a fairly good idea of where we're going. You know, like, you know, Bo-Katan is the login award the other month. It's like, okay, Bo-Katan's coming this month, right? Usually the login award, more or less, has a connection to what the month is all about. This month, you might not see it, but when we look for common denominators, there's something there. I'm going to laugh if this actually comes true. It feels like it's right? If this feels like it's going to be right, hear me out. Login calendar for January, Boushh Leia. Okay. The January calendar, Qui-Gon Jinn. We saw this in datamines last month. They got us excited. Like, ooh, we're starting off with Qui-Gon Jinn's login award. But then when you see the normal login award compared to the bonus calendar, it's like, oh, Boushh Leia. That's a Hutt cartel thing. That doesn't make sense. But it does. What's the common denominator between Boushh Leia and Qui-Gon Jinn? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is there a chance we can get a new Padwan Kenobi, the one that we saw inside of the Phantom Menace? I know people aren't always crazy about, you know, repeat characters, but I feel like it's not like too far-fetched, right? I mean, we get repeat characters for so many things, the Leias, the Hans. Kenobi already has Jedi Master Kenobi, General Kenobi, Old Ben. Is it that far out? And if we're looking at Phantom Menace, okay, I mean, come on, please don't tell me. I know I'm a little crazy, but I feel like there's logic in the craziness. We're coming across a 25-year anniversary Phantom Menace. We're seeing Grand Army of the Republic. We're seeing the Separatist stuff going on here. We see a Leia, Qui-Gon as the login awards, Trench and Bad Batch Marauder. Is it too far-fetched to suggest that we might get a Kenobi representing Episode 1? Maybe Episode 2 Kenobi. I just feel like it's going to happen. Maybe it's going to be like another big ticket item to make Kelleran Beck more powerful. Maybe another thing to make Qui-Gon Jinn more powerful. Maybe something to make Jedi Master Kenobi more powerful. Jedi Master Kenobi is getting his butt kicked a lot lately. 2023 was not a kind year for him. I don't know. I just wanted to put out there, at the end of the day, something is coming. And it's getting me excited to seeing that all these things are tying. You know, if I had a board of all the little, you know, strings connecting, it just comes down to, I really believe at the end of the day, whatever it might be. I don't know if I'll put money down into the Kenobi Padawan, but I think we're going to be seeing at least some clone stuff, Separatist stuff. I will say I'll be beyond surprised if Trench does not get a capital ship, especially seeing that Trench is the only admiral in game who does not have a ship. Admiral Piet has a ship. Admiral Akbar has a ship. Admiral Radis has a ship. Admiral Thrawn has a ship. Do I need to keep going? Every admiral in the game, unless I'm missing someone, has a capital ship. So it makes sense Trench would get one, and that might be the big capital ship of the year. So Trench, I'm fingers crossed. I wanted to be better. I was so hyped for him. He was a letdown for me in 2020. He was just like, oh, okay, but not conquest level okay. So maybe new droids that could come to the game. At the minimum, he might have some sort of capital ship prowess. We've been aiming for one capital ship a year, so keep your eyes peeled. When we were talking about this on stream, the only downside or concern that we're having, if Trench is coming, or maybe we should say when Trench's capital ship is coming, how is that going to affect possibly the Malevolence? Because right now, as we see, usually something gets taken away. Whether it's the Malevolent or when Radis came out, Akbar pretty much went extinct. We don't see the home one anymore. If they make another Separatist capital ship, could the Malevolence get replaced? Ooh, that'd be weird to see. Hopefully they do it where the Malevolence at least has their like kind of bomber Vulture droid, and maybe Trench focuses on the Geonosians, or maybe new droids come off the line. I don't know, guys. Clone Wars, the prequels, it was the Star Wars I grew up with. Of course, I love all Stars, maybe not all of them equally, but for me, I mean, I love them all. But the prequels is the Star Wars I grew up with. So I don't know, guys. I'm incredibly excited. I'm gonna throw one more oddball out there. I really wish, you know, maybe it's not impossible. I was really hoping Commander Cody was gonna get some love. I mean, of course, needed for Master Kenobi is a requirement, but I really wish he had a 212th Attack Battalion, you know, team to work with. So maybe new clones that maybe fill out a Commander Cody team, man. Give me a clone. Clones sell money, man. You don't gotta tell me. I think a lot of us would agree. Anyways, at the end of the day, the core of it all, even though it's data mine, I would say unofficially confirmed that there's some good stuff coming here in January. If that's going to be tied to the prequels, I'm all for it. I'm passing the ball over to you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's get excited. I don't know if we're going to hear anything next week, but I for sure expect at least by the 3rd week of January, we'll hear something. But who knows? We'll be seeing what happens here soon. Capital Games has to go back to work eventually. I know the game makes money on its own, but they got to eventually give us some good stuff. Leave that like, comment down below, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. We'll see if our wild dreams come true. This could be the year of a legendary Jar Jar. Just think about that. And as he always says, Misa say, it's great to be in the Empire today. That was literally the worst Jar Jar impression ever. All right, just roll out the outro. Someone roll out the outro.